You're tuned into the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at BringingDownTheBand.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 143 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I'm going to stop talking about these prices out here and just let y'all know I'm cold. See
all of them for sale right now.
Yeah, they for sale right now.
5 for 10.
I'm that dude. Right now. Thank you, sir. Directly in front of me, as always, the one and only Lonegevity. How are you, sir?
I am feeling good. Feeling great. How are you?
Feeling good. Feeling great. Like the energy. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been trying to increase my energy a little bit.
Okay.
Because people tell me that I bring people down. Which is fine. I just
Debbie
said
Downer.
what I say is you just need to adapt to my energy.
You usually wear that hat and just keep it moving, so I like that in you.
I have a calming energy sometimes.
You do.
Sometimes a tense energy, people say. So.
After a few whiskeys.
Then it's loose.
Cut loose.
Cut loose.
Cut loose.
Cut loose. Act a damn fool.
Foot loose even.
Foot loose. I see you. I see you, Long.
This kicks off his Sunday shoes, man. Tell you what.
People know this.
Across the table, as always, fresh to death, DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's good, son?
Hi. I
Okay.
took Sean's approach.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you did there. How was your weekend?
It was different, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Eventful?
It was hot.
Uh-huh.
I decided I wanted to go swimming.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, my phone went swimming as well.
That's tough.
Yeah.
New replacement, boy. So you back in the game.
Yeah. It was kind of rough, though, man. I didn't expect it to be that rough not having a phone. But
Yeah.
it was weird, man.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Was it freeing at all?
That's what I was about to ask. Refreshing, perhaps?
To a certain extent, but
Okay.
at the same time, it's almost like,
Tense, man.
yeah,
Like an extra anxiety.
somebody can be trying to reach out and they can't reach out.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't know what's going on.
You miss out on some bread.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
all
saying?
that. Yeah,
I
so
feel you.
That's,
See?
yeah. My phone's recently been dying. It dies at like 50%, so I'm got to get a new one like in the next 2-3 weeks. But
Yeah.
when it dies, I'm sitting there just kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like I want to be free from it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I get more anxiety from not having a phone active than
I can see that.
it's weird.
Okay.
Which means that shit ain't healthy,
yeah,
like-
yeah, I feel you.
like at all.
yeah, man.
Yeah. To my left, the incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing all right, man. How are you?
Good. Good to see you as always.
Likewise, man.
Rest of the crew is here. Kansas City Mac, Jay Morris is with us. He's also mic'd up. Red August is in the building doing what he does. 𝐊𝐃𝐄 is here as well, ready to correct all my mistakes. And I think that's the whole crew.
Full-time job.
It's steady work.
Yeah, steady work. I hear you over there, Kansas City. All right, so let's talk about a little music real quick before we get into continuing our series about the GOAT conversation.
Who's the GOAT MC?
Yeah, we need one of those drops or something. Somebody's going to have to record that.
Who's the GOAT MC?
That was a sheep. Man.
Who?
Yeah, we need to do something like that. So,
Just something ridiculous.
Red August, can you work on something for us there, brother?
Yeah, do some sound for us.
Yeah, okay.
He's on it.
He's on it. Okay.
All over it.
Good looking out, brother. All right, so let's see. Lost Tapes 2. Oh, okay. That's promotion. I see you. Lost Tapes 2 came out. Nasir dropped that. And I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews based off first couple listens from some people. I listened twice, I think, all the way through. I think Spoolz said once. I think you said you got bored. So this is going to be interesting. Because you don't like Nas anyway.
I listened to it on the night it came out, though.
For my take, man, Nas is still nice. I'll never lose sight of that. But there's probably about 6 joints on here I really rock with. Other than that, man, I think it's par. The joint with RZA might be my favorite. It's called Highly Favored. He produced that joint. There's also a joint on there called Queensbridge Politics, where he talks about Prodigy. That's cold. I really like the Lost Freestyle. He was in his bag on the
That's
Lost
the best
Freestyle.
thing on there.
But other than that, man, I think there's probably about 5. I counted maybe 5 or 6 joints that I continuously played. Other than that was filler. So I'm gonna say through my first couple listens, you know, he's still nice, but I can tell some of these songs weren't supposed to make it. I can see why. I'm gonna give it par at best right now. Jay Diff, go ahead and say that it's awful.
It's very subpar, mediocre level to me. And what I think it is
those are two different things, subpar and mediocre.
well, it's in that realm.
Okay.
So
in between
it's
subpar and mediocre.
yeah.
Because par is mediocre.
Well, it
That's
can
what
be
I was
par,
thinking. Yeah,
That's
Par-
fine.
Par is just
Par's just right at.
That's how I look at it.
In the middle.
Although in golf, par is not a terrible score.
That's a good point.
par's
Yeah.
like where you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that.
Okay, so that's subpar.
We'll just scratch it.
That's
it's
subpar.
par for me.
Yeah.
It's subpar for you.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you cook.
that's what
Go
I
ahead.
had said at first.
Sorry, man. Don't hit me. Go ahead.
I'm not. Anyway, it's
See?
just not. I think people were looking for that Lost Tapes 1, and you have to go into this listening, knowing that this is a compilation album. It is not a cohesive. I went in the studio and recorded all these songs, so I did not go into it expecting that. But the mood of the whole listening is just real melancholy to me. It's like I don't feel any energy.
Yeah.
It's you can tell that they were definitely on the cutting room floor. Like the freestyle, best track on there.
Cold.
First song on the album is pretty decent too.
It's not too bad.
I like that one too.
But other than that, of course, you get the Swiss Beats whack.
Oh, he killed that. He destroyed that song
Yeah,
for
just
me.
trash. We
Yeah,
already know how we feel about the
He damn near ruined
Scat
Echo.
Attack joint.
Trash. I'm cool.
Yeah, I skipped tracks 2 and 3 very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lost Freestyle. I was like, okay, here you go.
Yeah, I
there
like
he
that.
is. Yeah,
But yeah, just the overall energy of it just didn't do it for me.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Don't record that. Spoolz, go ahead.
I listened to it once, and I think it was okay, man. Like, I'm going to listen to it again. I don't think it's one of my top, Nas albums of all time by any means. But
I
I
seen
don't think
somebody say it was top 5.
Top 5 what?
Nas albums or
Top
for
5
them?
Nas albums?
No, not for me.
Come on, man.
It was written.
You don't even got to name them, Spoolz.
Yeah,
Like, it ain't even
sorry.
close. Yeah.
But I guess I didn't mind it that much. I thought Nas was still lyrically sharp. Didn't care. I guess if the parts I didn't care for were the production, certain beats or whatever. But I still thought Nas was Nas. Like, he rapped well.
The bar's still there, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
dude, still very lyrically sharp. I like both tracks with RZA actually. Yeah, I'm gonna give it some more listens, man. So
It kind of comes down to one of our categories on our top 100 list.
which one?
Enjoyability.
Yeah, good call.
And beat
Yeah.
selection.
Good
Yeah.
call.
Beats, yeah, a couple
good call.
categories, yeah.
So he can hit high on like lyrical content, wordplay, you know what I'm saying, that shit. But when it comes to actually enjoying that album,
Right. Didn't enjoy it.
nah.
Wasn't a lot of replay value for me.
Yeah, I was working while I was listening to it as well,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But I didn't skip any songs except for the 𝗀𝗲𝗱 and not because I dislike it, it's because I've heard it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind that song either, man. Like, it's just different, man. I think artists grow in different directions, and sometimes we don't like it. I think it's happened to. I mean, not to like be a dick or whatever, but Jay-Z's put out some albums that haven't been so great, or you wouldn't say were so great.
Honestly,
right? It just
speaking
happens
of
with
that-
artists, man. They just do different shit. You know what I mean? Like Nas will never make another Illmatic. Jay-Z will never make another Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they'll grow as artists, so maybe Nas will put something else out that we'll like more. I mean, Jay-Z's 444 was a pretty good album. I don't listen to it often, but it was a good record. Maybe
Kingdom
Nas
Come
will-
was trash.
Well, see,
to
I
me.
was about to actually
know.
bring up Kingdom Come because I just listened to Kingdom Come on Saturday or Sunday, and it actually didn't sound that bad now.
What's
in my
that, Kingdom
opinion,
Come?
Kingdom Come, the whole album. And I mean, there were some songs on there I still didn't like.
I just wouldn't be ever motivated to listen to that again.
Yeah, I'm cool. Lost Ones is amazing. Lost Ones is amazing, but
Lost Ones.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
that's cool. But I'm cool on the majority of the rest of that. Even the Rick James flip that you were singing. Even that, I'm cool.
I thought the beat was dope.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, Just Blaze.
And when you see Just Blaze DJ that set, like when
he probably kill it,
puts it together, it makes you kind of respect it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I already know where the sample came from.
Yeah, he chopped. Hey, he flipped it. So you know, from producer standpoint, I'll give him peace for that. Okay. All right, so let's talk.
You haven't asked me what I thought.
I was about to say so.
Sean's opinion.
Yeah, I was about to say so. Longevity. What were your?
Were you? Is that what I was about to say? Did everybody catch that?
Did everybody catch that? A great comeback. That was a really well done, Mike.
Go ahead and hate on it, man. Hurry up. Call it a one so we can get out of here.
Nah, why would you suggest I was going to call it a one?
Because you hate Nas, man. Come on, we know this.
Wait till you see my ranking on our GOAT list.
Okay, I'm sure it starts with the. Go ahead. Save that, Red August. Go ahead.
No. No, I played it. I played it, and I was doing this. It was kind of the same what Brad was talking about. I was doing something else while I was listening to it. First track was cool. Skipped the next two. Next one after that was all right. And then I looked up and it was like track 12, and I realized I wasn't paying any attention.
I don't like it.
Which so I guess what I'm saying is like nothing stood out to me production wise. Nothing caught my ear enough to what, like, while I was listening to it, to be like, look up and be like, oh, what is this?
I can't believe you didn't like Highly Favored.
So it was very. I probably got to go back and listen to it.
That's hard.
But no, nothing like grabbed me off the top like that. So
I respect it. Jay Moore, sum it up real quick for me. I know you're on the couch, but
there's some flat out terrible songs on this project. I mean, I know there's supposed to be things from the cutting room floor, but that's really not an excuse considering the things that were on the Lost Tapes 1.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Nas albums.
How long ago did that come out, though?
Oh, gosh.
Man, Lost Tapes 1 is
2003. Maybe.
No, I'm trying to think because I remember
16 years ago.
The song that I ran to death off of that was a track called Do Rags.
Do Rags, yeah. Do Rags is legendary.
Blazer 50.
Yeah, and a lot of these songs
were
songs that were supposed to come off the. I want to say I Am, but there were so many leaks. Not I Am, whatever.
It was written.
No. He talking
Nostradamus.
about
Nostradamus.
Yeah, Nostradamus.
Don't know nothing about Nas.
That album is bad, by the way.
But that album was ruined by so many. Like they had to just move around so many things.
One of his coldest songs was from Nostradamus, though. Project Windows.
Yeah. So, but.
You think, yeah.
So there's a lot of label politics that I think that were involved in why, and I thought it was a brilliant move on their part to call the first Lost Tapes the Lost Tapes. But this time around, and I was excited for this record.
Whole one for that first one, by the way.
Well,
but I'm sorry, and I've heard people, on, because I listen to a lot of podcasts as probably do, just to see what the temperature is of the culture, and where they would say, "Oh no, it was pretty good," but I'm listening and they're basically admitting they didn't listen to the whole thing. I sat and listened to this whole record.
Good and terrible.
How many times? Once.
I listened to it once, and then I saw Sean at the school, and we kind of ran through some tracks again because I wanted to make sure I wasn't just tripping.
To laugh.
No,
I know that's what he was there for.
No, I mean, he asked me. I walked in and I didn't even go to the main part of the building. He just came around. He's like, "Man, did you hear this Nas?"
Lone was like, "Yeah, you want to go upstairs and laugh at it?"
It ain't laughably bad.
It's not that bad.
It's just bad.
Terry made a great point. It was very straight. It didn't have a lot of peaks in it.
I like how you did with the criteria for the list. That's real.
For sure.
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
So,
anyways,
I mean, especially after we saw the producer lineup for this project, that's what really got me excited. And I just thought some of the beats were ho hum.
There were no 𝐀𝐿𝐲 𝗲𝗲 on here, man. He was.
I thought he was
still pretty.
Track 2 wasn't good.
Sharp.
Yeah, I would have took a 𝗀𝐻𝐲 𝗲𝗲. He actually
Bang
referenced 𝗀𝐻𝐲 𝗲𝗲 on here.
He does
when he was talking about Everybody was mad that his brother got a record deal and he made Uchi Wally and sold $1 million,
Jungle?
whatever. Yeah.
Stop looking at me. Yo,
Jungle's
the joint was
I gotta mention Jungle at least once in every single one of our Nas conversations.
the joint he was talking about with 𝐀𝐿. I can tell that probably was supposed to be for what was his last
Life
song?
is Good.
Life is Good. Yeah, that song was cold. I like that one. But overall, man,
Something
I'm
bad
just
need to
parring,
happen
man.
for Nas to drop a good album. And I hate to say that because if you think about his last run of good albums, Jay-Z pretty much baited him, made him have to come with his shit. So he was on his shit for that album and actually those next 2 albums following.
Somebody
Then
show
he
him
took
this
a
podcast.
hiatus.
His
Yeah.
last
'cause
album was
it was
cold.
It was Godson was around the time his mom died as well.
Yeah, Godson, yep. And then was what was it, Street Disciple, the double disc.
Double disc.
Then he took a long hiatus. He
Yep.
went through the shit. He dropped the N album.
Hip hop is dead.
Hip Hop is dead. Yeah, Hip Hop is
Hip-Hop is
dead.
dead.
Then N.
Untitled.
Yeah, and then Life is Good.
Life is Good is cold.
I really like that album.
Yeah, Life is Good is extreme. That's a damn good album. I love that album.
He had a cool little run.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, Nas on Echo is what I'm looking for. And like Nas on Nas album done. Like that's what I'm talking about. I want to hear a new project from him because he's still in his bag lyrically.
I feel like he just needs a producer.
Yeah, I mean he sound good
Like-
on that Swiss Beats for Echo.
I mean,
Killed
like
that.
I see the memes.
I mean, like somebody to really
Yeah.
control his projects.
Oh
for
yeah,
him.
yeah. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I see the memes with you know how the one with the dude that's walking with his girlfriend. And he
Turn
looks
his
back.
back.
So he's walking. His girlfriend
Yeah.
is like Premier,
Oh
Pete
yeah,
Rock.
yeah,
Pete
yeah,
Rock,
Yeah.
all of them.
Large Professor.
And then the chick that he's looking at is just says Bad Beats.
The irony is Pete Rock is on here, RZA's on here, The Alchemist is on here, Kanye is on here, No ID is on here.
it's just not. It's not an
It's
album
just
though.
and it's still not. You know what I'm saying? Like
DJ Toomp.
Toomp's on here, the producer, the production
Boy.
that he has
It
on
looks
here.
good on paper.
Static Selector.
I mean, but these are all the people that
It's
we
like
talk
a,
about.
It's like an NBA team. You
Yeah.
know, you see the roster come out before the season starts.
They just
Looks
weren't
great
playing.
on
It just
paper,
didn't work.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't mesh.
Didn't play
You know what it
well.
reminds me of is
Shout out
that
to
year
Toomp.
that the
Toomp was
Washington Redskins signed all those great players like 8 years too late, like Deion Sanders and
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
Smith, and you know all these people, and then 6-10. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
what
becoming
happened
like
with this Nas
the
album.
abyss of talent for places like
Lakers did that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Oh well. But Conway dropped a joint featuring M
Mm-hmm.
called Bang. I'm seeing the same
I
haven't heard it yet.
mixed reactions
I'm
about
mad
that
about
one.
that.
Really?
Yeah, I heard people say I've heard Eminem ruined it. I've heard
He was rapping about cannabis, right?
I've heard
Raps about a
Eminem
lot of
ruined it,
things.
and because it's a change, the beat changes at the end. Conway did what he's supposed to do in the beginning, but it's kind of awkward when the change comes in, kind of throws you off a little bit. But interesting release, or I guess feature for Eminem for your first joint. Like in my opinion, I would have preferred.
Would you
just-
say that's his first joint though?
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is coming off the project for what would Machine do. I don't know if that's one of the leaks from that or not. Because for them to put Eminem on the feature, I don't think this is gonna be wasted.
I think
got a
that's
feeling it's going
warranted though
towards
to
something.
put him on the feature. I mean, they're signed and shady.
What I'm saying is, why would you just do that as a Lucy, like just to put it out? Like
Randomly.
to me, it's got to
Mhm.
point towards something.
Maybe it's a
Gotcha.
Lost Tapes 2
See?
track.
Yeah.
See?
I mean, it could be. Maybe it's something that doesn't make anything. They just
Could
want
be.
to create a little bit of buzz or something. I don't
Or
know.
maybe it's just marketing because there's a lot of people that are familiar with M, of course, who still know nothing about Conway and
Gives them some time.
Benny
could
and
be,
all of
Could
them.
be.
So they're checking for the Eminem feature.
yeah.
And
I mean, I hope it does well for, you know what I'm saying, for him, you know, in terms
Yeah.
of the buzz and everything. But it's just a weird feature, throws you off a little bit. I'd be curious to hear what y'all think when y'all listen.
Does it sound
Suppose
like
you
a-
heard it.
Does it
I
sound? Does it sound like a Conway song or an Eminem song or like a Slaughterhouse song?
A Conway song.
Starts
Like
off
the beat.
definitely like a Conway
Yeah.
joint.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Spoolz.
I
I'm
liked it.
sorry.
I thought it was different. It was cool. Eminem definitely. I mean, he spits on it. Like,
Mhm.
So it is different. To Mike's point. I don't know. I dug it. I mean, I don't. I wouldn't listen to a whole album, probably of those two together. But
I just hope the mission
Dope
is
song.
mission is accomplished to help. You know what I'm saying, help them. Whatever that is, I'm for that. So,
Mhm.
because
maybe
you know,
I would listen to a whole album of that. I don't know. Maybe.
M got in his bag, but M does what M does. Like it's one of those features. So I'd be curious to hear what y'all think. Once y'all listen to it. Let's see. All right.
What kind of news you got over there?
Well, in terms of news, I don't have too much. Pretty much wanted to talk about a lot of music that came out because I know we're gonna have, extensive conversations about some of the things that we found out about our list. Now, is there anything else that you guys that you think I may have missed before we jump into?
Little dumbass Tay K got 55 years, right?
55
years.
for,
I'm not familiar with this story. I just
He did the race.
He got additional years on top of that too.
Yeah.
Didn't Spoolz say
For
he got
like
another case?
robbery or some shit.
I thought it was 55 altogether for this. I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But he's got 2 other cases.
That's tough.
One's a murder case.
Why don't they just go ahead and say
another one is
life?
Right.
Yeah, it's a rap for dude. And he was
Yeah.
a minor when he did all that bullshit.
That's tough.
Then he made the song. The song was like SoundCloud famous than a mug.
Oh, word.
The race, yeah, that shit was like crazy. When he was pretty much talking about skipping out on the court case
Yeah.
for one of these shits that he just got prosecuted for. And obviously he got caught. But I mean, the song was about him doing
Don't
the
do that,
race.
kids.
Please. We in the era of people incriminating themselves on wax, online, on whatever. So
55 years.
It's all for the clout.
that's crazy. All
Not
for the
worth
clout. Not worth it at all. Yeah.
Dumb shit, man.
Bad choices.
What were you going to say, Jay?
Oh no. I was just saying, like we talked about earlier, how the people make those free so and so T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know what? Some people don't need to be freed.
Facts.
Facts.
Out here
Not to
creating
laugh.
mayhem.
I mean, I don't like to laugh at other people's misfortune like that, but I can't help. Like, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, like sometimes we just can't act like everyone who goes to
Red
jail
August is laughing.
is being railroaded somehow.
Yeah.
Like there are people who deserve to be in jail. That's
Yeah.
just all you know.
He's got 2 other cases.
Yeah.
Like,
You
he
don't
could
wanna
be
live
innocent in
next
both
door
of
to
those,
that
but,
Oh yeah,
I don't.
one of them involves just beating and robbing a 65-year-old dude basically in a park randomly.
That's crazy, bro.
Didn't he beat up a girlfriend or
I didn't hear anything
Or
about that. The
it's-
other one's a murder in
Yeah.
a drive-through.
Damn.
that shit's crazy.
That's
He
crazy.
wasn't the actual trigger man, but he was definitely involved in all that shit.
Choices.
Hey,
Choices.
I think it was the state of Texas that said yes for this last case. It was
Mm.
part of the robbery. It was a robbery gone bad or whatever, if you want to call it that, and somebody got killed. The other
I think
other
it's
cat
Cody
shot.
got life.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
A couple of other cats that were involved got like 20 to 30 years. And they actually took plea deals, so they told on
Yeah.
Tay K and still got to do 20 to 30.
wow.
That's tough.
That is.
and other
No, man.
other news related to people being jailed.
Nudes.
Yeah.
Send nudes.
Send
Send bobs.
send bobs.
Let me see your bobs.
Yeah. Just post those in the comments. Can you attach photos in the comments?
Yeah,
right, go ahead.
send some DMs.
Yeah.
So in other nudes, in Sweden, ASAP Rocky, and did you guys hear about the Kardashian lady and
The Kardashian lady.
Mr. West?
Hey, lady.
Yeah, they called
Mr.
45, right?
Yeah, they called up Orange.
And Melania.
They said Melania is the one that pushed 45 to actually, go ahead and see if he can put that call in.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sweden kind of came back and said, "Nah, we're cool."
Yeah.
They pretty much said they was going to treat him fairly or whatnot.
They trying to make an example out of, oh boy, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Think so?
I do, man.
So
like,
here's an interesting story. Did you guys see G-Eazy? I think it was G-Eazy. Was it G-Eazy
Yes,
that came
that's
out?
who it was.
He came out and said that he got locked up in Sweden for, was it drugs?
No, he had a possession and an assault charge and was out in a day and a half.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so
There you
he
go.
legitimately said it was a racial systemic racism issue
bingo.
Didn't hear
and
that.
all that stuff. So
That's nuts.
Well, also in Sweden, if ASAP Rocky is found not guilty,
Yeah.
they're on the hook for any lost wages or any
That's
So
a good
I think
point.
right now they're trying to say they got something on him
Yeah.
right. and
and keep him there, because if it comes out that he really didn't do anything, which from the video I've seen, he was being antagonized by this group of people.
I agree.
He could he could hit Sweden up for several $1 million.
That's tough. We'll see.
So,
He'll
but
be
it's just crazy
free
that
soon.
the president makes a call and they're like, no, we're gonna keep him another week now.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man.
Jay Moore, what you? I just noticed something, man. What you got there? That a tablet, brother? You get a new phone? You balling?
No, I've had this phone for about 6 months now.
Oh, you got a super case. I see you. Okay.
No, I got the case about a week after I had the phone. So if you've seen this,
I haven't seen that before. It looks like a tablet. All right.
This is a great conversation.
Random.
you should pay more attention.
Hey, you remember when Denzel was like, "What you got there?
Is that a Range Rover?
Nah, what else was I was going to say something else about that, but I forgot it because we were talking about phones.
I did not hear about that about Jeezy.
Man, me and
That's
Terry.
fucked up.
Terry laughed at the Range Rover.
I was just laughing at the whole situation. It just went, hey, you got a new phone, huh?
He still laughed at the Range Rover. So that's all I.
Somebody go
I
grab my
guess.
neighbor and have a conversation.
This dude. But nah, it's crazy with Rocky too. I know we talked about it last week, but we didn't touch on how with the whole Mike Brown situation, how Rocky pretty much was just like, I don't live that life. I can't relate. I'm out here in Hollywood.
Wow, I forgot about that.
This, that, and the other.
I live overseas.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just fucked up now, huh?
What are you going to do now?
Things
huh?
have changed.
Yeah.
Well, and I because I remember those comments because there are a lot of rappers who said a bunch of stupid shit around the time. Young Thug had said something about how it doesn't matter. I'm over here. I got iced out. I'm jewelry.
That
all
shit
this.
is stupid.
But the thing is,
Lil Wayne.
there are a lot of
Lil
people.
Wayne
who,
said some dumb shit
yeah,
too.
there are a lot of people who are dragging A$AP Rocky and to be like, this is what you get. I was like, okay, I understand where you want to feel a certain kind of way about those comments he made 5 years ago. Now, mind you, I don't know. Maybe he's grown in that time, and we don't know.
But the comments
Perhaps.
aren't mutually exclusive to each other.
Exactly.
You know,
and the thing is,
so-
this really does seem like he's not being treated fairly by a justice system.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't want justice for people that you agree with. And
For
then, somebody that you had a disagreement with 5 years ago on the internet and say, well, that's what you get. Like, that's not.
Yeah.
It's
That's the climate.
either it's justice for everybody or it's justice for nobody. You can't just believe in it on this on a subjective
What
basis.
Terry said. Yeah.
That's the climate. I mean, even with the President Trump, if he does some cool shit, he does cool shit. You can't just be like, well, fuck him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool that he's putting forth the effort to try to do something.
Yeah.
There's other things he can do as well, but
A lot.
at the same time, you can't just say fuck everything based on how you feel. It's pretty much everybody gets their emotions attached to what everybody does and what's going on. So without looking at it with common sense, you kind of look at it with a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about all this, I saw some people have similar thoughts online that I did, was that if Trump actually helped Rocky get out, if he would have to like pander to Trump.
Oh man.
But
Moving forward, that'd be very interesting to watch.
of course, Trump would probably say that he helped him regardless of what happened, but
Yeah.
it's neither here nor there.
He'd flip that to, I really care about black folks in the black community. And
Look at my African American.
yeah, look at
He
yeah.
loves saying African Americans, don't he?
Yeah.
He said, and he goes, and by African Americans, I mean all of us.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Wow, that's deep.
Mhm. Man.
Trying to kick knowledge.
Trying to acknowledge, son.
Yeah, man, fam, he's a pathological liar.
What
All
about
right,
that Blueface dude?
What about it?
What was he talking about?
Oh man, he said he's the best wordplay.
The best
Lyricist.
Lyricist. Sorry.
Is he on our list?
Huh?
Is he on our list?
He did not make it on the
Oh, well,
list.
damn. We might
Now,
have to reevaluate.
now here's what he really said.
What did he really say?
He really said that he thinks that he's the best lyricist out of the new age
I
rappers.
think he said 2016
16
and
up.
And up.
So
Okay.
I think
Not
the,
ever.
the baby is better than him.
that's
The
what
baby and
They were
Lil
arguing.
It's
Baby.
like 4 babies. Which baby?
The two babies.
Big
the two
Baby
babies.
Jesus.
Yep. The
I
two
can't
babies.
wait.
The two little babies.
I think YB and Cordae, I really like him.
Yeah.
He's way better than Blueface.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't take that serious, man. Like I think he prefers to be trash because it kind of helps.
No, I think
Like-
he really thinks he's that good though.
Well, I think he believes it, but it's like if it was me, I would stay trash and just continue to be
And Whack
rock
100 was co-signing him.
beat. Oh yeah, hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do
that's
you
his
do?
that's his guy.
That's
though.
his
Yeah,
artist,
guy.
but
Yeah, he tried to explain it.
he tried to.
He tried hard
But
too.
you could tell that he really wasn't
Yeah.
feeling the whole lyricist thing.
He based it all on numbers.
yeah.
I mean, if it worked,
Yeah.
it worked. If
He
it
even
don't,
said-
it don't.
Somebody even made the comment on the interview, which is it's a Breakfast Club interview, and about how Jermaine Dupri wished that he would rap on beat.
They out here dragging
Somebody
JD
mentioned,
on
I
the
think it
low,
was Jay
man.
Moore last week, that just people don't, for some reason, don't care for Jermaine Dupri.
Fam
Yeah,
has sold
general.
millions of records produced, written for everybody.
Man,
I
he
just
was in
don't
the Freaks
understand
Come Out at Night video, Houdini
Houdini.
breakdancing
Facts.
That's right.
in the freaking parking garage of Market Square Arena.
Mm,
Y'all ain't
That's
see
right.
that, huh?
I didn't.
No,
Yeah.
it's in the video.
Yes.
I ain't seen the video
yeah.
in
With a
years,
wet-ass
so I ain't gonna
curl.
front. Oh,
I'm dead serious.
I'm gonna go.
And it
peep.
was
I gotta
filmed
peep.
downtown here, Market Square Arena.
Shout out to Market Square Arena, great venue to watch.
Fresh Fest
basketball.
84.
I see
Never
you with
been
your
in
history.
there.
Okay. Yeah, it's an old school
Where
venue.
was Market? I guess this doesn't matter. Never mind.
Right across from the City County building.
Yep.
Okay.
There's an Elvis placard up where it is now,
Hmm.
and a bunch of new apartment buildings. Because I
Well.
guess that's the last place that Elvis performed before he OD'd or died, whatever the hell happened.
Oh wow. Okay. That's what's
So
up.
they
well.
put like a commemorative plaque up right
That's
there.
what's
and
up.
whatnot.
Yeah, motherfuck him and John Wayne.
Wow.
Hey,
All right, man. So Blueface, if you watch, just stay trash, young fella. Get that money. All right, so let's pay these bills real quick. Shout out to bringingdowntheband.com as always. It's the hub for everything. Printfinity, support your local businesses out here. Indianapolis
businesses,
area.
sir.
Holla at my
I
man.
operate as a business, not
Sorry.
a business.
You're right. I ain't gonna disrespect you. As a business, support that brother. No bad ideas as well. I can't reach the hat, but Lone has a hat. They take care of us as always. Indie CD and Vinyl. They do a great job partnering with us, providing us great wax.
Indeed.
So we appreciate
Banging
them.
on wax.
And Doc,
For our raffles.
Man,
Yeah.
look at that, though.
Come on,
this
man.
Freddie Gibbs album is just full of gang paraphernalia.
Man, it's tough out here.
Like you could probably catch a case riding around with that in your car.
Man, that's
Put this guy
Yeah.
in the gang book.
Yeah. Take his picture.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got any tattoos? Yeah.
Like that. I like how you did.
You can't have a felony and ride around with that album.
Not at all.
Going down, buddy.
Shout to Dr. Coleman as well. Get your teeth is right. Broad River right next to the wonderful Decademics DJing
Came
school.
down
What's the
long
number?
Practice.
What's the number alone for Dr. Coleman?
Look,
317-255-8546.
My
And-
man,
and that's the thing. I mean,
Bradley
yeah.
Spoolz.
That's the thing.
that's
you
the
know?
thing. You know.
All right.
He's got a phone number.
He's got to
Get
you
your
call
teeth.
it.
He's got a logo on the screen right now. You know,
Yeah.
it's, you know.
Call it.
Cheese and crackers.
Visit his website.
You know,
Perhaps.
All that. Yeah, we
go knock on his door.
seems like a nice guy.
Maybe
from
his window and say,
He's
"Hey
been
there,
waiting
partner."
for you.
Yes, I was waiting for it. It's a
Classic.
Three's Company.
All right.
Jack
That's
tripping.
classic. Yeah, that's classic.
He was really pimping on the low.
on the
Seriously.
low.
You think he wasn't taking them down?
On the low.
I hope so.
Yeah, it was on.
You
low.
know what's crazy? So he had to act like he was gay for them to even be able to live in that apartment with them two chicks.
I
Well,
didn't
Do y'all remember that?
know.
yeah.
Like, so Mr. Farley had to think.
That's my dude. Mr. Furley is my
With the
dude.
handkerchief. On
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
He
fly
had-
with it though.
Yeah, he had to think
He
that,
said he was fly with it though.
that,
Mr. Furley's that
that
dude.
Jack
Came through in them
wasn't
leisure
trying to mess
suits.
with girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Am I
with the
right, though?
handkerchief.
No.
I think you
Wasn't
are
that
right.
the premise?
No, because Jack was down with Larry down at the Regal Beagle. Like they was getting
I'd
it
have
in.
to see the episode. Furley's leisure suit game was high though on the
They
low.
were
Nah, it
getting it in
was.
at the,
Yeah.
at the Regal Beagle though, man. Real shit.
Polyester.
Yeah, his suit game was super high on the
with-
low.
And he had the little
No,
scarf.
Jack used to bring broads home and stuff, dude.
But remember, they used to have to hide or do some shit every time Mr. Farley or somebody
He
came?
was hating.
I don't remember all that. I don't remember the series that well. If he did, I never thought it was because he had to be gay.
That's kind of what I picked
We
up
just have to
on.
go back and watch it, man. Let us
I might
know.
be wrong though.
Yeah, it's all good.
Kato, could you possibly research the entire premise of the show Three's Company when you get a chance?
It better be done before the. No, I was playing.
Was Jack
Damn.
Tripper gay?
Yeah.
You want to know?
This shit just took a real turn.
Yeah, I don't think he was actually gay per se. He was just-
Was Jack Tripper supposed to be acting gay?
yeah,
You got me on that one, brother.
Three's Company.
I
I
never
watched the
got that.
show though.
That was a pretty good show, though.
Yeah, I watched the show.
Regal
You seen it over your grandma's house,
Yeah, Indian style. Yeah,
Indian style,
With
TV
Larry.
with the
real loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loud.
Remember when you wasn't supposed to be watching TV, so when you wanted to turn the channel, you had to like hold it real
Come on, man.
tight.
Come on, man.
To not
Yeah.
make the sound.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That floor bass bottle, the big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Granny had one of them. Yeah.
Well, remember the first cable box? It was just a box with a cord, long ass cord. There's like a little zip.
It was
so
made
you had
of
to
wood.
zip somewhere real quick to get off the channel you wasn't supposed to be watching.
Give me the remote control.
The Mo control. Yeah.
Hand me that remote control, boy.
We had cable, and to lock out like the channels that had the nasty movies,
Yeah.
it was an actual key that would.
key?
Yeah, you could actually lock out things with a key,
You wasn't watching them through the
Like a
squiggly
physical
lines?
key.
like a physical key. So like I remember Showtime was channel 38, and on Syncom cable back in the day, and like if my parents didn't want us watching that, they could actually go to that and turn a key.
Turn the key.
And take the key out of the cable box. Like it was, you think about that kind of technology, it's really ridiculous.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, damn.
These young whippersnappers don't know nothing
They can see some of everything.
Yeah, now they can just pull that up on their phone. They don't.
Yeah.
There's no need for a key.
all day. Who we on, Mike?
All right, man. So now that we've been through this childhood experience, let's go ahead and get into this conversation about the greatest.
Man.
So we had a conversation talking about some of the things that surprised us as we started to go through our ranking process.
Yeah.
There were some things that we noticed that were some quite shocking. Some of the scores, some of the differences. I'm curious. I want to go. I'll just kind of go around. Spoolz, I want to start with you in terms of, just what we found out so far in terms of us going through the process. You and Lone are the only ones that are completely done, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So me and Terry and Jay Moore got to catch up. But what are some of the things that jumped out to you so far in terms of the just overall process?
Well, next week I think is the idea is we'll plan to really unveil this.
Yeah.
It's like a top whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no, it was kind of it was time consuming.
Yeah.
It took a while. It took a lot of thought too. So
10 categories. So
It's a lot.
but it's gonna be interesting to see how it all kind of pans out. And
Shout out on the spreadsheet format too. Long.
Yeah, Lone did his thing on that.
Yeah, he
I'm
got
new
his
to,
office space on like a mug.
Yeah.
What is this?
Cato helped out as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kato's Google. What is it? Google Sheets.
Google Sheets, yeah, it's just
okay.
like Excel.
That's what's up. This
got,
is dope,
got,
though.
Got the calculations and everything, you
That's
know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
Correlated and all kind of shit, man.
Yeah, I see you. Good
Colors
setup.
and verbiage and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we have to take
so much verbiage involved.
Over here, a lot of verbiage.
Terry, talk to me, man. What was something that
Decimals.
jumped out to you so far?
What jumped out? Having to be real with yourself on how you ranking people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because especially with there being 10 categories, you can have somebody that scores high on, let's say, 2 of the 10, and then they're low on the rest of them.
Yep.
Yeah,
So, of course, that's going to average them out to be lower than you actually expected. But
right.
and also some artists that I haven't listened to in a while that I didn't feel fair to actually rank them yet.
Yeah,
So I feel like I need to kind of go back and listen to a little of the material first before I give it a fair shake.
I got a handful of people that I have to go back and do my due diligence. I don't want to be the guy that just scores it on a whim or whatever.
For sure.
So I got to do a little more homework on a few artists. Dust off a couple because it's been a while on some of them. I know they cold, but just to jump back in. I think with like Spoolz said, time consuming, and also you know, in terms of being real with yourself, when you really think about some of your people that are your favorites, it's like, man, I hate to have to rate said person so low, but if I'm keeping it a buck with myself, you know, we got to be honest. And I think actually looking at the entire category list from what we came up with, I'd have to say we did a great job based up when I look at it for what it is, and I see how some of the scores have averaged out. I think we did a damn good job, in my opinion. I know we kind of chopped it down. It took us a while to get there, but as I look at it now, I think it's fair. You can't please everybody, but I think it's fair for what we have, and it's going to be fun once we get started to see not only what we have, but also how people, you know, react once we start revealing things. Go ahead and jump in, Lone, if you got any comments.
No, I did same thing you guys said. You know, I found myself, because I got started a little earlier than you guys did, so I got started over the weekend, and you know, you're going along, and you're like, all right, cool. You know, you're feeling some, and then you come to an artist that either, you know, you're not that familiar with, or you haven't heard in like 25 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. I had to pause, and like, I just didn't fill those categories out.
Right.
So I had to go back and listen to, you know, 5 or 6 or 7 of their best songs and just kind of skim through and, you know, and all that stuff. Another thing that's interesting too is that like some of the artists that have been around for a long time, watching how they age.
Yeah.
And so that's a very interesting conversation, because somebody could have had a really good 4-year run, but then maybe they had a 16-year run that was not very good, or vice versa, you know, or so it's like kind of figuring out how to balance those two things together was interesting. But yeah, I do think we did a really good job of choosing the criteria, because I do see a lot of the stuff balancing out to where even a lot of the newer artists aren't completely shunned, even though they have no influence, right? Or very little influence.
Right.
But maybe some of the older artists who weren't as technical, since their influence is a little bit higher, kind of compensates for that a little bit.
Right.
So,
very balanced. I think
it's pretty
fair,
balanced. Yeah. I do like the fact that we added the beat category, although we did omit it from certain artists.
Based off era and what their resources. Which we talked about that earlier, but now that the more that I think about that, I'm with you on that, because some people just didn't have the resources, so I get it. Is Kansas City Mac, you got any comments, man, in terms of?
No, I think it's sometimes for people you're huge fans of, and you have to just be fair and be like, you know what, I can't give this person any more than a 4 in this specific category.
Right.
And it's kind of one of those things, you open your eyes and you go back and listen to some artists and they're a little bit better than you remember.
Absolutely.
A couple of them you're like, this wasn't as good as I remember.
Yeah.
But I think that, like you said, it's a fair process. I think it's going to be one of those things that, of course, is subjective, just because, hey, who are we to even make a list? But that's the point of this whole thing.
Right.
It's like, hey, if you don't like it, you can make your own list and sit down and spend the time and create a spreadsheet and go through it and listen to all these records.
We could probably make this. The cool thing about this too is I feel like we have like 159 MCs on this right now. If we wanted to, we could very easily expand it and make it a continual thing if we wanted to. You know, like this could be like a running list. You know, we could update.
And you know what? I saw. Thank you, one, for the interaction. People are, actually commenting. We're starting to see lots of comments on YouTube, and even people that I know. People are starting to ask me certain questions. I've had 5 people mad at me already about stuff that we've said on previous episodes. But I will say to everyone that has all the feedback but hasn't commented, feel free to jump in and leave said comments on the YouTube page or wherever, if you want to get at us, if you're in the community. We need that for feedback.
All comments are appreciated.
Yes,
but if it can be more than like, this is dumb, like, that'd be cool. It'd be cool if you could say more than that. But if that's all you got, I guess that's all you got. So we'll take it.
Luckily, we don't have too many of those.
Yeah.
You know, I somebody told me, somebody's like, oh, you got Keith Murray, but not Pasta News didn't make it. De La Soul didn't make it. And the hard thing is too, is even like now, here's a question I want to ask you guys. Now,
Okay.
now that we've actually been through the list a little bit, are there any artists that even maybe you voted against that you're like, man, why did I do that? Or that you absolutely wish should probably be on this list? I understand it's 116. We're actually creating the top 100. So
Yeah.
a lot of these artists may not really matter, but
There's only
not that they don't matter.
there's
but
one
you-
I don't think
all
we-
artists matter.
There's
right?
one
That's right.
there's one I don't
But-
think we brought up, and shout out to one of our patrons, my cousin James. He sent me a list. He really has been following, the process that we've been going through. And he had a handful of people, but one of them that I didn't realize I didn't mention or bring up was Wale. I actually think Wale is super dope. That's just my opinion. How we would have voted, I don't know, but I kept looking at the list. I'm like, man, I kind of wish Wale might have.
He probably belongs
I'm
somewhere.
saying he
around
belongs
here.
in there. And then even like a Nicki Minaj, like I'm like, man, that's kind of it might be an oversight there, because
Maybe.
Yeah.
like it's all subjective.
Schoolboy
But
Q.
Schoolboy, that was one James sent as well. So those are a couple of the names that kind of jumped out to me, and I knew going into it we weren't gonna
Kid
be able to
Cudi.
make everybody happy.
Mm,
That might be one. I'm
That's
cool
an
on
acquired
Cudi.
taste, but
yeah.
Super
For some.
acquired.
I feel like
I think Papoose should have been.
Pap is
on
one I
there,
think should have been on there.
potentially. I think Spice One should have.
the giggity,
Very surprised
giggity
Spice One
gangster,
Yeah.
East Bay, even.
isn't. Yeah, maybe even Sibo or Brother Lynch Hung.
Huh?
Spice One got heat.
I didn't bring up because I knew it would make me sound. I felt I did it for the wrong reasons, or I didn't bring up Nelly because I felt like
You scared yourself into not bringing up Nelly.
because I felt like it would make me seem like I'm just being a homer.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
He
I
should
think
be on the list probably if someone like a Drake or something like that is.
when
on
you
the
see
list,
like the
so.
categories that we put, there are certain parts where he would rank very high.
Yeah, maybe on influence in a specific way. I don't know. I don't like Nelly at all, but that's just me. I mean, he definitely has hits though. So,
Yeah.
and he's definitely unique. So,
At one point in time, he was the pinnacle of what a rapper wanted to be, at least as far as
Midwest.
On a commercial level, certainly.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's very valid. I do feel weird about not having any De La Soul people on there.
I do too.
Man, that's
I was going to say
I
the
thought
same thing.
one
I
made
think
it.
it's wild that no one from De La Soul is
I
on
thought
the
he
list.
did.
I
make
thought
it.
one made it
Nah.
at least. Nah,
I don't know. Some of these I like want to add.
We might have to
we
just
might
do
have
a group top groups at one point in time.
Yeah.
Spoolz mentioned producers as well.
Yeah.
Talked about-
I mean, because even like Bone Thugs,
We didn't got it. We don't
Yeah.
have
they
anybody.
Did we
if
get a
it
member?
was-
Did we get a
no,
member?
we didn't.
No member?
But as a
I think we
group,
brought up Crazy Bone.
Okay,
yeah, as a group, you can't go without mentioning Bone Thugs.
100%.
And even here recently, Migos,
Yeah.
regardless of if you rock with them or not, their
Yeah.
influence is deep.
Yep, that's true. I'm not mad at that. That would be a good convo.
Cunning linguists. Of course,
People
you
under
know,
the stairs.
Far
people
Side.
under the stairs. Absolutely.
Far side.
Far
Mike's
Side.
face when I said cunning
Yeah,
linguists.
I don't. I thought he said Condoleezza, like rice or something.
People on the stairs right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thought you
Did
said
you think
Condoleezza.
it's Chappelle Show?
Thought you said Condoleezza. Shout out to Condoleezza.
Yeah. There's quite a few.
Don't shout her out. She
You're
don't
right.
get
You're
no
right.
shout-outs.
Thank you for catching me, bro. Thank you for keeping me on my square, J.
Fucking
Moore.
war criminal. That's-
I'm sorry, man. I apologize. Thank you for keeping me on my
She
square.
is on the NCAA football like.
Oh, yeah,
like the
She killed cornbread.
picker choice people or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you
What was
just
it? The board, whatever. Committee. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
what it was.
Yo. Well played.
Folks ain't gonna catch that.
Well played. Well played.
She killed cornbread. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Little movie trivia.
Yeah. That's throwback.
Yeah,
I see what you did there.
that was Lawrence Fishburne's like first movie, wasn't it?
Yep.
You know
Lawrence
what?
Fishburne's first
Call.
movie was
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, so it might have been his second. Cornbread Nero.
Never seen it.
He's the one that said, "They killed cornbread."
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah,
I knew he.
Cornbread Neural.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Apocalypse Now is pretty wild. You ever seen that? That's
I
his first
haven't.
movie, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
That's what they was watching in Juice, right?
No.
The On Top of the World Mom
Yeah.
movie? No, that's some like old black
It's
and white
like
film.
white
whatever.
Okay.
heat or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, good try. That's right after Blizzard got killed. Blizzard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Got killed.
Yeah.
We might have lost some of the younger supporters, but Juice is a classic
Definitely.
to me. All right, man. So is it
Raheem got done real dirty.
Did you? So speaking on that really quick before we move on, were there anything that you guys filling out so far? Any people that you've noticed that were a lot higher or lower than you thought you would rank them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. I also, from what we have so far compiled, it's crazy how close a lot of our numbers are.
Yeah.
Without voting on this together collectively.
Yeah.
We've kind of just been in our own bubbles voting, and we come back and things are kind of, neck and neck.
Spoolz and I were looking at the overall score for some of the ones that we have, and there were a handful that had about a point difference, maybe a couple. There were a couple that were
so. Just to kind of describe what it is, there's 10 categories.
Yep.
You rate each person 0 through 10 in each of the 10.
Oh, 1 to 10. Yeah.
Yeah, or 1 to 10. Yeah. And then total that up, and you have an average score for that person based on that. So yeah, a point, which is basically the same as 10 points if we were to not average it, is significant, I would think.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah. There's well, I've seen several, I guess, so far, right? And I'm sure we'll have more as you guys finish it up and we talk about this next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we should describe what we're actually going to do next week, which I guess is going to be. Are we going to start at the
bottom?
The bottom and go down?
I think we
That's
should
what
talk. Well, should we say since we're talking about a top 100 list at the end of the day, should we mention the people who were trimmed off the list? That's kind of what I was talking about last week. I figured.
Yeah,
the 56 or whoever who won't be.
I mean, if we want, we could list their scores too, I guess.
Yeah.
If we wanted to.
Just maybe doom, talk about that for a second, and then
jump right
and
in.
then I'd say go in, and I'd say we'll stop where we feel necessary to talk about or justify like a difference in why we voted a certain way. I'm probably going to take another look at mine since we're doing this next week.
I will.
I'm sure
I'm
update.
absolutely going to as well.
So here's what's interesting, Mike. You had asked, I know not to move away from what you were asking, but like, are there things that I noticed that were higher or lower? And so far, since Sean, you're the only one that's finished, I looked, and I noticed that I'm a little lower on the guys that you guys tend to like a lot. And by that I mean like you and Mike and maybe Terry to a degree, that like Fonte. As a whole, I was a whole point different, I think, than you on Fonte.
Okay.
There's somebody else that you've mentioned before.
There was another one we
probably
Can you just pull it up?
Probably Locksmith.
Right there?
A lot of the guys too. Like, to me, a lot of the rappers that I was adding, I think, are really, really great rappers. They're just, they don't have like a thorough decade or 2 decades worth of material,
right.
or they don't have the decade or two in between since they came out. You know, so a lot of the guys that I ranked, maybe they have 4 or 5 projects out, but they've bodied everything they've done.
What's Lone Got Doom down for? Yeah, it's about a point difference.
Yeah, lower?
The other way, yeah.
Other way.
Like I'm higher than you are.
Yeah.
Same idea.
So, I mean, he drops because of delivery to me. So, it's 𝐃𝐃𝐃𝐒 drops because of delivery to me.
And that wig he be wearing.
We don't have a clothing category.
Yeah, we didn't have a fashion.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna talk about this one. This is gonna be fun to talk about as well.
Yeah.
Lupe, because I see a huge disagreement from me on him, but I'll save that till we get
Jay
there.
Moore finished Lupe as well.
Yeah.
So I am going to go back through everything because, I took about 3 days off and on. I definitely skipped all the artists that I wasn't overly familiar with. Yeah. And one cool thing about the process is it has kind of gotten me hip to a lot of people that I didn't really care to listen to, especially, right. I've been very open in the past saying that I don't really listen to a lot of 80s hip hop.
Yeah.
Never been into it. Doesn't do anything for me.
Sure.
Understand the influence. But I have went back and listened to a lot of stuff in the last week or so. So
Yeah.
it's allowed me to kind of see where certain things came from.
And hopefully some of the playlists as well that you're associating with, our journey to get to the top. Hopefully people are checking out some of those that are doing some of the same things that you're doing.
I'm putting them in the community. So
it's just community. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, they're bringing down the band. If you want to go to the bringing down the band YouTube and go to our playlists, I've started creating a couple of them. There's an add to one. There's a 𝐴$AP Rock one maybe.
Yeah, you showed me that one. I'm gonna reference that.
Those are the only two I've made so far. If you guys want to make some, that's perfectly fine. I can give you access, and I would love not to do all of them.
I'll get a Schoolie D one together for you.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Since he sucks so bad, but
can't
no
wait
one
to do
listens
that
to his
I
music
actually
or
didn't
something.
rate him overly low.
Let's see what.
So.
Check that out.
Yeah, I haven't even ranked him yet.
Just curious. I mean, because that might change. I mean, I'm gonna take a look.
Yeah. So
There he is.
it's just because the
not
influence.
You
that
guys are not
different.
that far off.
Yeah.
Terrence and I haven't.
Scarface
Come in
were
here.
very far off.
Yeah. It's just what it is.
This is
Scarface might be, as of right now,
This is
my
gonna be
highest,
fun.
probably my highest rated person.
Really?
I think he is. Yeah. That's a good
My
score.
brother's
Kendrick,
favorite
I think
artist.
Kendrick might be yours.
Black Thought is.
Black Thought is.
Yeah.
Who's?
My brother's favorite artist is Scarface.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice by him.
I like some
Face is a legend.
Scarface.
Face is definitely legendary.
But the
So,
thing
that
is,
should be
even though
fun.
like mine's like I don't know how much it's off. I'm not looking at it, but it's not like it's low. Like in comparison to a lot.
We're not that different from Cool Keith right now.
Yeah.
For the majority of these,
KRS
though,
One, we're almost the same.
we're in the
about
same ballpark.
Yeah.
We're in a lot of these.
Corrupt,
are
we're
in the ballpark.
indifferent. Sean's got.
I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan of Corrupt, so that's
Yeah.
probably why.
I like Corrupt.
Don't
do
hate
too.
Corrupt, just
Yeah,
not a
I like
huge.
Corrupt.
You're higher
Calling
than me on
out
Lil Wayne. I'm
names.
pretty low on Lil Wayne.
Another interesting category that's very important for me is enjoyability and replayability. And so if that's one where it's very easy for me to literally inject what I feel. So like if I don't want to listen to them, then they're going to be low.
Yeah,
Just what
that's
it
a
is.
fact.
I think all of us have done that to a certain extent, as
Yeah.
far as just how we feel about certain artists. I mean, like I can't act like I'm just. There's a certain level of bias, where I probably have Chuck D a little bit higher, maybe
Right.
because of just how I feel about Chuck D.
Nothing wrong with that.
But then there are artists where I'm like, well, I don't know this person, so I'm doing my research, so it might be a little bit more scientific there. But that's why there's 5 of us doing it to kind of even this out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Is
gonna see.
anybody that had a Yo MTV Raps card gonna be top 5?
That's
That's a legit question.
I don't know.
man.
Was that like
I have
Wordsworth?
Jay-Z considerably.
We didn't even talk
lower
about
right now.
We didn't talk about Wordsworth at all.
I brought him up to you. I think maybe not. Maybe
He was
not
one of
on
my
the
favorite
show.
rappers, like in the early 2000s.
That's what you were saying. Yeah.
So, even by that's actually how I got hip to Half Tooth Records. It's a weird those words together,
Yeah.
but that's how I got hip to Kev Brown, Ken Starr, Odyssey. Was way back then because when I bought his album, he actually signed it, which is cool. They gave me a demo. Excuse me, like a demo tape or a CD
It's
with
a
it,
demo.
and they had like Odyssey joint and all those joints on there. I was like, oh, these dudes are pretty cool.
Nice.
And I think Odyssey's probably ranked pretty high for me too.
Odyssey's are extremely talented brother. He can rap his ass off too.
Dope band.
Dope band. Yeah, they get busy live.
We have the exact same score for Fat Joe.
Do we? I'm not really a huge Fat Joe fan. So.
Lean
See,
back.
I kind of dig Fat Joe, but I just had to like keep it real. I tried to.
But that says to our process too.
Yeah.
So
Keep it real.
Yeah.
keep it real.
Keep it real.
There's reason. I guess in doing this, you find out reasons why you like certain people
Mhm.
if you didn't know it before.
The reason why you don't like certain
Yep.
people.
Yes,
That's true. That's true.
you got to be fair.
Faye.
Yeah.
Some people are good at something you just might not like the way they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it, though, because what moves you moves you. What doesn't. To your point, so that's gonna make it very interesting. I think this is gonna be fun. We'll get a chance to.
And another thing too is I've been ranking people lower in general than like I don't have very many tens.
Yeah, nor do I.
So
Or
only a
I have
few
a-
artists are like up there.
a lot
for
of
me like that.
6s, 7s, and 8s for me.
Yeah.
That's
Five?
a
Trend.
man.
Very few.
That's a
I
trend.
I had no ones or no twos.
Me neither.
No,
I've
I
had
did
a
have a couple
one so
threes in
far.
there.
Yeah, a couple threes in there, especially for influence if you were younger. You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way. It's just the
Yeah.
truth. So, yeah.
Can't wait to see where Jay Moore ranks Trina. It's gonna be interesting.
9s across the board.
A lot of Dark Man didn't make it either. We might have to put get that taken care of.
Amendment.
That's gonna do it for this episode for the entire crew. I am Major 7th. Make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe to the Bringing Down the Band page, and also click that bell for the notifications. Make sure you go to Patreon as well, /New Old Heads. Rock with us. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.